John, he's a completely different horse, and we've spoken about his antics last preparation, but has he been a lot easier to deal with at home as well?
He's always been good at home, it's just when we got to race day, so now we've got a nice horse at home and a nice horse at race day.
How is he? He looks a picture of health, and I know you've trained him to the absolute minute for this race.
Yeah, no, look, we can't be happier, we're very relaxed because the work's been done and the horse is in great order, so we look forward to the day, really.
Zach's on board, he knows him well, his win last start was very dominant.
Yeah, it was, and in a good guineas too, the form out of it's been tremendous, and probably like the ground a little firmer today, but he's going to run well. He's in good form, and Zach's got a real buzz in his step.
Tactics-wise, do you just leave it up to Zach and just see how the race pans out?
I know we want to be, positive out and take our spot, and I think the key for us is being out of trouble and making the others carry their weight, So if we get a nice run in the first 5 or 6 and we can get to a spot where we can roll on a little bit, well, we'll do that.
Well, you've done your job. It's up to him now. Best of luck.
Thank you.
Okay, 20 final starters. I'm going with a 3-year-old Light Backer carrying the 49. We'll see if a 3-year-old can go back-to-back in this. And John O'Shea looking for his 4th winner as a trainer of the Doncaster. I think Light Backer is the right profile to do that. Gringotts maps incredibly well. Moira, she's a good mare from the Northern Hemisphere. I'm sure she's going to run a big race. And there's a bit of activity on her in the betting ring now. And of course, number 19, Firestorm, will be hitting the line well. But Light Backer for the Doncaster.
Thanks, Darren. Now, what about the betting in the last 15 minutes or so? What are they starting to hone in on?
Yeah, they're starting to hone in on Gringotts and Tom Kitten. They're both firm, 7 into 650 just in the last half hour or so. There are 2 worse ways. They're both pretty easy to lay, but at the moment, we're keeping Linebacker, the 3-year-old, safe. He's still favourite at $6.
Yeah. Need a lot of luck in the 20-horse field, don't you, Ronnie?
Oh, my word. They'll be spread over the track here, that's for sure.
Here they are for Harvey Norman. All you need in furniture, bedding, electrical and technology. Number 1 is Another Will. We're just getting them into the yard. They might not all be there yet, but he is certainly Another Will. Jamie Mellum is on board for Kieran Maher.
Well, I think he's a class horse. He returned with a bang at weight for age level, winning the Ore, beating Mr. Brightside that day. And then we all saw him last start at Flemington with no luck whatsoever. So he has a very awkward draw here. But how many times we see wide draws winning these big miles at Randwick. So if Jamie Mellum can find a back to follow here, even 3 deep with cover is fine. We know that he does have the quality.
Yes, he has got quality, Ronnie, and it's great to see this horse is really furnished into a terrific horse. We've seen him obviously early days up here in Sydney, and he's just sort of grown up and grown into himself. He's paraded super here today, looks super. Like you said, he just needs a little bit of luck from that tricky draw, and I think he'll run super.
Well, here's the last start Group 1 winner of the George Ryder, the stablemate to Another Will, Gringotts, Tommy Berry and Kieran Maher.
Yeah, he's just got that lovely racing style where he maps beautifully. He's got a fantastic record at the mile. Primed to perfection by Kieran Maher, 3rd up, off a win, and sure to run well.
I reckon he's trained on really, really well as well, Ronnie. He's tightened up again since that terrific win there at Rosehill. His 2 runs have been absolutely outstanding this time round, and he's got the gate to get a terrific run again here today.
Tom Kitten, Ben Mellum and James Cummings.
Yeah, he's been set for this race, all preparation. It was a beautiful lead-up run in the George Ryder. All-Star Mile winner before that. He just needs luck finding clear running at the right time, and I think he's right. I think he's very hard to beat.
He always looks super. He's one of those horses. He's just an absolute legend of a horse. He goes about his business. Nothing really bothers him. He's going to need luck from that gate, I think. Drawn 1, soft, big field. But if he gets any sort of luck, he'll be running super.
Okay, now here's our look at the Japanese galloper, Geoglyph. Tetsuya Kimura is the trainer. Damien Lane, who's had a lot of association with Japanese horses and trainers over the years, is the postillion.
Yeah, interesting horse. He's 56 days since the first up run in Tokyo, where he didn't do much. So he is a Group 1 winner over 2,000 metres, but that's in 2022. I'm just not sure if he's going well enough. But, no real push in the market.
He looks well enough, Ronnie. He hasn't jumped out at me so far. He's had the 2 laps. He looks okay. I'm not going to say that he looks great, but he looks okay.
Pericles, stablemate to Tom Kitten. Blake Shin on for James Cummings.
Needs improvement on what we've seen in 2 runs back, and the wide draw makes it tough for him.
Couldn't knock him. He looks great in his appearance. He's walking out very fluently. Attitude's always good, but yeah, he's actually glowing in the coat. He looks really well.
Militarize were in third in this race last year. Chad Schofield and Chris Waller.
Yeah, and that's only 3 starts back. We know how good he is when right. It's just hard to make a case for him looking at his 2 runs back.
Yeah, but he looks much better than what he did these first 2 runs back. He's really tightened up. His coat's come on. He's got a tick for me today.
Another Group 1 winner, Royal Patronage, Tim Clark for Waterhouse and Bott.
Got the right form. Canterbury Stakes winner, good in the George Rider, should push forward from a wide draw. He just, how much does he get a rest here? He has to work to get across them, and is he left alone? That's the key to his chances, I think.
He looks super relaxed here today, Ronnie. He has not got a beat of sweat on him, where obviously his first preparation over here, he used to get worked up in the yard and quite hot, but he's really grown up and he's matured, obviously, and settled him well. But yeah, again, it's a big tick for mine because he has not got a beat of sweat on him.
Stradbroke winner, Steffi Magnetica, Jason Collett, Bune Baker.
Yeah, I think she won that Stradbroke when she was 3rd up too, so she's a good mare when right, we know that. Just hasn't been 100% right in a couple of runs back. She's getting better and does just sit there in the first half of the field from a really good draw here. So I think she gets the right run, if good enough.
She's definitely improved as far as her appearance-wise goes, Ronnie. As you would know, her first couple of runs, she just wasn't quite there yet in the coat, and I still don't think she is, but she's definitely looking better than what she did her first up and second up.
Okay, now here are the imported mares, the expensive purchases for Yulong. Number 9, Anisette, Michael Dion for Chris Waller.
155 days off, obviously an imported American mare who didn't shape up in the Breeders' Cup last start, but the previous form was fantastic. She won the American Oaks as a 3-year-old. Market says no. I just don't know what to expect, to tell you the truth.
She's a nice enough horse, Ronnie. She looks like she's very forward in condition. Drawn awkward, she's going to need a lot of luck, but as far as her looks-wise goes, she looks well.
And here's the Canadian import, Moira. Zach Purton jumps on. Zach's looking for his 4th Doncaster here today. Chris Waller is the trainer.
Yep, Canadian Horse of the Year she was. So she won the Breeders' Cup Turf, as we all know. She's lured Zach to town. Obviously very talented. Looks well, I thought, in the yard. Looks fit. Popular on the World Tote, obviously. Don't know what to expect.
Yeah, she's a lovely looking horse. She's very light up over the hind quarter. She hasn't got much of a hind quarter on her, but she's a big lanky type of mare. She looks well enough.
Just Folk, Daniel Moore on for Gavin Bedgegood.
Thought he was brilliant on the wet on Tuesday. He's on the quick back up here. A heavy would have been his best chance, but this track's still soft enough for him to run well.
He's a horse, he obviously carries really, really good condition. He looks quite big in condition, very casual, very super relaxed.
Kovalika, number 13, Kerry McAvoy and Chris Waller.
Thought he was pretty good first up. He's got a great second up record, this horse, and he's definitely one for the multis.
Yeah, he looks like he's tightened up as well from that first up run. He's trained on well.
Port Lockroy, here's another Group 1 winner, Craig Williams, Phoenician Monarchable.
Yeah, underrated horse. He did more than enough there first up. He's a railway winner at this distance who might be a run better than what his price suggests.
Couldn't find a negative for him. He looked great.
Here's a runner for William Haggis, Almabeer, who have seen once in Australia in the Randwick. Andrea Adzeni has flown in to ride in the Doncaster.
He's much better in the yard today. Well, the last glance I got of him, he was a bit of a mess there first up. He looks great. He's so relaxed today when he walked around a couple of laps ago. So, he seems big odds for a horse that was fancied in the Randwick. Might run well.
Yes, he's a different horse here today, Ronnie, from his first up parade there at Rose Hill. Yeah, he was quite worked up, but today he hasn't turned a hair. He looks terrific.
Here's 16, New Energy, Dylan Gibbons, Kieran Maher.
Capable on his day, but just didn't do enough first up.
Yeah, couldn't find a sort of negative for him. He's probably not quite there yet in the coat, but that would be a small negative.
Iona Merck, Ash Morgan for Bjorn Baker.
Yeah, more conservative ride on this gelding today. He's a tough little customer, shooting for 3 straights. He's in great form, but I just wary. I'm not convinced that a tough Randwick mile with him.
They couldn't have him any fitter, I know that. There is no excess condition on him whatsoever. Very healthy in the coat.
NCAP, Rhys Jones, Gary Portelli.
Yeah, backs up from Tuesday where he hit the line well after after. I don't know what happened. He just given an impossible start. So they're going to be trying to ride him further forward in midfield from this draw today. And if that happens, he's a good trier. He can do something.
Yeah, he's a lovely horse. Great attitude. Looks good again here today.
Firestorm, number 19, J. Ford, Chris Waller.
Looks a different mare this prep. Was fantastic behind Lady Shenandoah last start in good time. First up, Millie Fox win was great. She's well weighted here. She'll be forward of midfield as well. They're trying to, and she's got a great lightweight chance.
Yeah, she looks super.
Here's the favourite, number 20, linebacker, the 3-year-old, with 49, Zach Lloyd for John O'Shea and Tom Charlton.
Yeah, presents beautifully here, doesn't he? With a perfect weight, beating the handicapper. Month, nice trial since the Guineas win, and obviously very likeable. He can sit, 2 or 3 deep with no cover and peel, and hard to beat.
It's just so good seeing this horse. Obviously, after the gelding operation, he's just become an absolute pro. He's paraded super. He's obviously been up on the grass here, such a big field. But yeah, you could not knock him whatsoever. He looks terrific.
In the first emergency, getting a run, Rise at Dawn, and the rider now is Tyler Schiller. Karis Teaton didn't fly over for Ben Will and JD Hayes.
Well, he presents well with a lightweight and a lovely racing style. So the map says that he's going to run you a race.
He's a big leady type, but looks really well.
Okay, they're arriving at the gates. Corey, who do you like?
I settled with number 20, linebacker. He's just grown up so much since the gelding operation. He paraded really well, kept his cool, not a beat of sweat on him. So he's going to end up with a nice run and a lightweight on his back. Will be very hard to beat.
Yeah, I like the favoured runners here. 3, 1, 20 and 2. I'm with Tom Kitten here. Just presented at the right time. I think he's hard to hold out. Another Will Needs Luck, but a talented horse. Same form lines. Linebacker, the 3-year-old, hard to dislike, and Gringotts the best of the rest. 3, 1, 20 and 2.
Yeah, number 20 linebacker will run your favourite in the Doncaster, 6 into 5.50 and a firm today. Best backed, however, is Tom Kitten, $8 into $6 today. Gringotts popular, albeit out of roll, 6.50 out to 7. Another will in today as well, 8.50 into 8. Firestorm, Royal Patronage, both easy. Moira, the specking, got to a high of 18. It's back into 14. The Japanese galloper, bit of specking for it, 41 into 34. And also rank outsider, Anaset, got to a high of $81. It's back into 71. So a bit of specking for a few of those imported gallopers, but best backed at this stage, Tom Kitten in the Doncaster.
All right, the ownership group of all these horses still haven't cleared the tunnel yet. They're making their way out the front. There's a jam up of people. Big crowd here at Royal Randwick. Big field over behind the gates. Chantel's on horseback, following them around as they move in.
And they're all great. I wanted to touch on another Will, because this time 12 months ago he was a horse that used to get himself so worked up. He was a little bit naughty, he'd sweat up and he'd do a lot wrong, but he's just a completely different horse. So he's obviously matured for the better. Linebacker, fantastic. His first few runs this campaign he was getting himself a bit hot and warm, but now that he's deep into a campaign he was so relaxed, probably the most relaxed I've actually ever seen him. Tom was fantastic, as you'd expect. I was quite taken by Moira, the Canadian mare. I thought she looked really good, and she's arrived around here really well. I can't really fault anything. Royal Patronage, he's a horse that used to get himself really hot in the parade ring, but today was a lot better. He is hot since he's arrived around here, probably one of the only ones that has really sweated up, but that was quite good for him.
Thank you, Chantel. Back to Tim Ryan for a final market update.
Yeah, linebacker still fave, 5.50. Tom Kitten continues to be well back, 6.50, but the late go is Moira, the Canadian man, now into $10.
The famous mile at Royal Randwick. This is the Star Doncaster. And Darren Flindell with the call.
Lockroy picking up the Group 1 in Perth. Late last year, moves in. New Energy coming up. And Geoglyph, the hope for Japan, is drawn out near Coogee Beach. The extreme outside gate, and Geoglyph goes in with Damien Lane aboard. We're ready now. The Star Doncaster Mile, $4 million in prize money, and they're off and racing. racing. Geoglyph was one of the last out together with NCAP. Now sharp out of the gates was Pericles from Rise at Dawn. Gringotts very handy together with Steffi Magnetica, and wide out Just Focus slowly rolling forward. Tom Kidden takes a spot down on the rails. Another Will's deep out on the outside of Militarise, and then came Alma Beer. Further back then to NCAP has been able to make up for lost ground there at the start. So Alma Beer's well back in the field together with Firestorm as they go to the first turn. Line back as well back together with Anisette. Iona Merkus well back in the field, and they're followed by New Energy Kovalika, and Geoglyph is the last one. So the Doncaster field run down the side, and Rise at Dawn goes to the front here. It's Rise at Dawn showing the way by a half length on Pericles. Royal Patronage 3 out in third. Gringotts gets the right spot, fourth right behind them. Then came Just Folk, another Will covering a bit of ground. Then came Tom Kidd and Port Lockroy. Steffi Magnetica hard held between runners. Now Purton starts his run on Moira coming around the turn. Firestorm revved up. Further back is Anisette as they straighten up now, and Rise at Dawn comes up the rise, being tackled by Pericles. Royal Patronage, another Will the outside. Steffi Magnetica's angling into the clear. Gringotts Tom Kidden taking inside runs. Steffi Magnetica's working into the clear. They're right across the track. It's Royal Patronage, Steffi Magnetica up the inside. Rise at Dawn, NCAP. Steffi! She got there today, Steffi Magnetica, right on the line, nailing on the outside Royal Patronage, and NCAP whizzing home with Rise at Dawn, Tom Kidden, wide out another Will Militarise. Then came Alma Beer, followed by Iona Merck, Gringotts, Pericles, New Energy, Port Lockroy, Firestorm. Linebacker was always back in the field from Just Folk, Kovalika, Anisette, Geoglyph, and Moira was one of the last to finish. Well, she had no...
Steffi Magnetica is a Doncaster winner. Number 8, Steffi Magnetica, Jason Collett and Björn Baker is going to beat Royal Patronage and NCAP. Rise at Dawn closer towards the inside. Steffi Magnetica, her last win was in the winter in the Stradbroke. She went round in an Everest and a Golden Eagle. Third up today. Jason Collett would realise a dream today, winning a Doncaster, and for Björn Baker, being an Australian, just got sweeter.
Wow, he's had a year, hasn't he? He's had a season, I should say, Björn Baker. She just drew the beautiful barrier. Collett gets another big win on the board here, and he just had the beautiful run through, peeled to the right part of the track, and she gets the job done. Geez, they slowed up mid-race there, give the backers no hope the back markers no hope there. He was great, Royal Patronage, sitting wide, no cover the whole way, and battled on particularly well. And NCAP, boy oh boy, he I don't know how, we'll have to have another look how much room he had to move in that race, but he had a bit to offer there late, and the leader's done a great job. Rise at Dawn, the emergency who's snuck into the field there, has battled on well, but they went across the line as a pack there. I think we have to have a few looks at that race, but we have the winner who made her own luck there, Steffi Magnetica.
Yeah, all honours with the winner, Ronnie, and we've not been bagging her on the way through, but she hasn't looked as good as what she has done in previous preparations, but she's all heart. It was an absolute gem ride there by Jason Collett. A typical Jason Collett ride, sitting back, just picking the eyes out of things and sniping late, and gets there when the timing's right. Well done, mate.
This day has always been about Murray Baker and the derbies that he has won. Murray's had a wonderful derby day in years gone by. Now it's the Doncaster going to his son. So a Doncaster goes alongside 5 derbies that Murray won. Ronnie, they walked in that early part after they settled down from the 1200 to say the 600. They spat out sections of 12:45 and 12:15. Tyler Schiller was getting a picnic up in front.
Yeah, well, you could see that because you could see a horse like Tom Kitten, who's never got on the bit in his life. When the speed slowed there, he started a reef and pull, and you thought, geez, they're going steady here. They had the big anchor drop there, which is unusual, I must say, for a Doncaster mile. And there's a couple there that probably we thought would go forward that didn't go forward. But she's just got enough speed to park herself in the right spot, and she's got a terrific turn of speed. And what a night that's going to be. I feel sorry for Jason.
I hope he's weighed in. 1:35.28, 34.17.